Hi Storyworks 3 readers, it's me, Lauren, here for another video read aloud. I am so excited to be here with you. And before we jump in, I have a question for you. Do you believe in monsters? Because that's what this video read aloud is about. It's my nonfiction story for this issue called The Legend of the Lake Monster. And it's about a monster that might or might not live in a big lake in the country of Scotland. So I want you to think about whether you might believe this. I want you to think about that as you read, and I'm going to jump right in. On a cool afternoon in 1933, Aldi and John Mackay were driving along the shores of Scotland's largest lake. The Loch Ness was unusually murky. By the way, loch is the Scottish word for lake. On this day, its water sparkled in the sunshine. Then Aldi saw something she would never forget. The water rippled. A giant creature seemed to rise out of the loch. It appeared to be black, with a humped back. Aldi grabbed her husband's arm. She screamed, "Stop! The beast!" John stopped the car. The creature seemed to roll and plunge in the water. For several minutes, the couple stared at the lake. Finally, the creature disappeared. News spread about what the Mackays had seen. Some people rolled their eyes and laughed, but many others were fascinated. There had always been something mysterious about the Loch Ness, something spooky. The story was believed by many people who lived near the lake. In fact, it was a local legend. For hundreds of years, people had whispered about a creature living in the loch. The stories told of a huge, scary beast. Many stayed away from the woods around the lake because of these stories. Over the next few weeks, rumors spread about a long-necked creature. "It was horrible," reported a schoolteacher. "It had a head like a cobra." "It was as big as an elephant," said a local farmer. "My heart stopped," described a visitor. "It looked right at me." Was there really a monster living in the lake? People have been telling tales about mysterious animals for thousands of years. Stories have swirled of mermaids, dragons, and a giant beast called Bigfoot. Some men and women spend their lives searching for these fantastic creatures. These people call themselves cryptozoologists. Cryptozoology seems more like a joke than real science to many people. But some cryptozoologists are respected scientists. After all, hundreds of new animal species are discovered each year. Couldn't one of these animals be lurking in the Loch Ness? Cryptozoologists have come up with several ideas about what the beast of the Loch Ness could be. Some say it's an unknown water mammal. Others believe it's an enormous fish. Some even say it's an ancient creature called a plesiosaur. These large, long-necked reptiles lived alongside the dinosaurs. But plesiosaurs died out 65 million years ago. Or did they? Perhaps a few survived. Maybe one of their relatives is living in the Loch Ness. Most scientists don't think these ideas make sense. They say that the loch's water is too cold and dark for most plants to grow. Fish have an even harder time surviving in it. What would the creature eat? And one beast couldn't live for hundreds of years on its own. Is it really likely that a family of enormous animals is living in the loch? and that almost no one has seen any trace of them? Tim Dinsdale was very interested in learning the answers to these questions. He was a scientist who explored the Loch Ness 56 times between 1960 and 1987. In 1960, Dinsdale and his team saw a long oval shape in the water. They filmed the shape for 4 minutes. The image was blurry, but Dinsdale was certain it showed the creature. He gave the film to experts to study. They said the object was probably alive and that it was 12 to 16 feet long. Cryptozoologists cheered, but others were not impressed with the dark, blurry blob in the water. American scientist Robert Rines is another respected Loch Ness researcher. He used equipment called sonar to get an image. The image seemed to show the head and body of a large underwater creature. But the image was too blurry to provide clear proof. In 2003, British scientists studied the loch from shoreline to shoreline, top to bottom. But the team found no sign of a giant creature. Last year, scientists explored the lake again. Instead of a monster, the scientists found long, skinny fish called eels. The scientists wondered, could the Loch Ness Monster just be a giant eel? It's been over 80 years since the McKays took their drive to the lake. More than 1,000 people say they've seen some kind of creature in the loch since then. Some of those sightings have turned out to be hoaxes. But could all of these sightings be fake? Real or fake, the legend brings thousands of visitors to the lake each year. They're all hoping to see the famous Loch Ness Monster. The people who live near the lake don't mind the visitors, though. The monster is a big moneymaker. Visitors often pay to take tours of the lake. They also buy toys, books, and t-shirts based on the legend. The monster even has a nickname, Nessie. Maybe one day someone will be able to prove Nessie exists once and for all. Until then, the mystery of the Loch Ness Monster will remain just that, a mystery. So what do you think? Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster? I think I do. I really want to believe, actually, that there's this fabulous monster living in this lake and that it's happy with its whole family, fascinating people who come visit, hoping to catch a glimpse. So I hope that you're going to want to learn more about the Loch Ness Monster and cryptozoology. I hope you're going to do all the amazing activities our team has prepared for you, and you're going to build your skills and do the writing activity at the end. And I hope that you're going to be with me next time at our video read alouds. Bye-bye.